Crowbar Gym, Fitness Evolution. The real high intent
relationship, whatever intensity and potency.
All right, guys, this is Crowbar Gym. I'm going to play a video with Jim Keene. I actually met him. He actually set up the ARX here at the Crowbar Gym, and he's on a podcast pretty much describing the benefits of the ARX. ARX, if you don't know what that is, it stands for Adaptive Resistance Exercise Machine, and it is like the cutting edge of fitness technology. And he's going to explain to you his results and why people are getting faster results at a short amount of time.
Of the dose of the exercise stimulus you put in, that's supposing your body has all the recovery resources that it needs. It's going to produce that result. And so looking at Paul's results, it's like that's what we're used to seeing over 8 to 12 weeks. And he was able to shrink it down into, just over a month. So it's very impressive.
Paul, you are not a neophyte to training, right? You're you're not a newbie.
Yeah, I've been lifting weights since sophomore year of college. I have gotten to a point where I maxed out most of the machines at Lifetime Fitness that I was using. That was part of the reason I wanted to switch to an ARX. But I'm certainly not a power lifter or anything like that, and I did skip leg day way too much in my 20s and 30s and early 40s.
We used to call that a guy who looks like he's riding a chicken.
Yeah.
Because, you had this massive...
All right, I'm going to explain to you, kind of like why he's technically plateauing. Just like everybody else, if you're new, you're going to get great results. Clearly, this guy here did not, honestly, he just went to the gym, lifted as heavy as possible, and what happened is his body just adapted. And that's one of the problems with conventional training. If you're not doing the math, okay, and you're not lifting the right weight, and you don't have the right intensity, the right fatigue rate, right, and the right frequency. These are all principles of high-intensity training. I actually just gave it the name high-tension training, or scientific training is usually what I call it. No matter what machine you use, you're going to get good results if you use all these principles. Now, the beauty about it is that he got 7 pounds of muscle in 1 month. Why is that? Even though he was a expert in a sense, right? He maxed out all the machines at the gym. Well, the reason why is because the ARX, at the end of the day, you don't guess. You hit the machine. You either are bagging it, and you know you're bagging it because we can see the chart, and we can ask you, hey, how easy is it? And then if you do a second round or a third round, if you're on your third round, guess what? You're pretty much slacking off. You'll know it. And mind you, this machine is tailored to your advancement. So, if he's maxing out machines, clearly he needed more stimulus. If you're a newbie and you're only lifting, 50 pounds or about 100 pounds, and that's, very tough for you, the bottom line is the machine adapts to you. It's not going to hurt you. I never had anybody hurt on the machine. Usually, what most people do is they do the wrong movement because they don't listen to me. That's usually how it goes. All right, so let's get back to the subject matter here.
Upper body, and then you had these spindly little legs. I'm not saying you, but that's an old joke. So Paul, this making this kind of a purchase takes some serious consideration, because the ARX machine is really positioned right now to be a piece of commercial gym equipment. What was your thought process? How did you justify spending upwards of $30,000?
Yeah, certainly that's not the kind of decision anybody takes lightly. For me, I'm at a point in my life where I'm 50 years old, looking at the next 50 years of my life. My number one priority is living as long and healthy a lifespan as I can. I call myself a longevity biohacker, just meaning, that's my top priority right now, is living a long and healthy life. And exercise is absolutely critical for that. So for me, it was a bunch of things. It was the convenience of having it in my home. It's the feedback that you get from the ARX, having that little chart on your screen that I'm sure Jim's going to show us, that shows you here's the peak, and I need to get a little better than this peak every time I do it. Also, the resistance that you get, the optimal level of resistance during the eccentric and the concentric phases. I live in Austin, where the ARX headquarters is. Jim was kind enough to give me a 15-minute demo of the ARX before I bought it. And honestly, that 15-minute demo kicked my ass more than a 90-minute workout at Lifetime Fitness. So that more than anything convinced me, because I was sore for about a week after that, just from that 15-minute workout. And I was like, okay, if I'm that sore, then this is what I need to be doing.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna recap on this one. So number one, the ARX machine is fairly expensive. I think you got a good deal, honestly, because I paid a lot more than that as a business owner, and they've gotten a lot better. And meaning that as far as I know, the machines are more up to date. They're automated, and everything is automated. It runs off of a what's it called, an electric motor. And he had a 15-minute workout. Okay. And that's what I tell people. I always tell people here, hey, when you come to the gym, you're going to do we're going to compress a 45-minute workout into 15 minutes. And honestly, you don't really need more than that if you're hitting all the principles. I'm not going to try to make this too long, but if you see the output on the machine, it pretty much has a screen. And you're going to see the eccentric. Eccentric means negatives, as anything you lower, and concentric is anything you push as a positive movement, as a, that's what they call it. And what you normally miss in the gym, okay, is the eccentric movements. Those are anything where you're like slowly sitting down, for example, right? Or you're slowly bringing your arms down from a curling action. Right, and you actually have 80% more, right, weight that you can actually use. So every time, let's say your max weight was 100, your eccentric is 80 pounds more than that. So in reality, you're 180 pounds stronger. But when you're in the regular gym, you don't use it. You're also moving way too fast. That's another thing that the machine does pace. Right, it tells you how much pace you need to do, how much intensity. The intensity is really, it's on mind body, but on the machine it does list that. So it's a great technology, and I'm actually amazed that this guy bought it just for his personal use. Well, guess what? You don't need to buy it for your own personal use. That's a lot of money being thrown away. That's like a car. We have one down here at the Leesburg, right, downtown Leesburg, and on 18 Royal Street, and you can do